Calendula is a classic example of a plant that's experienced identity theft. And it's all thanks to the friggin' Greeks and Romans, who are usually really good about doing awesome things with herbs. Not in this case.
That's because back in their heyday, they called both marigold and calendula friggin' marigolds.
What the shit?
Or by the biblical nickname, Mary's Gold, making it perhaps the longest standing case of identity theft on record, because people still frickin' call it this till it's this day. So stop. Just stop it, people. Calendulas are usually flatter with longer leaves and look more like daisies, while marigolds are poofier and look more often like chrysanthemums. And while most species of marigolds are actually toxic, as you're about to find out, calendula is actually very good for you. Okay, let's just take this list and fix it for you there. All right, okay, just, you can call it any of these things and just leave the frickin' marigolds out of it, okay? Marigolds are something else. Stop it. So back in the day, calendula was actually used more for food, ornamental, or magical purposes. You can find it in ceremonies to strip a witch of her will, as a means to reveal fairies, used as a potion to reveal your true love, or protecting your home from evil creatures. But once people really started catching on to how good calendula is for you, which unfortunately didn't really start happening till around the 17th century, one of the first things they noticed is how good it is at healing various things, especially related to the skin. It was even used to help treat gangrene and other problems during the Civil War and World War I. Calendula healing also goes inside the body, as it can help things like ulcers, heartburn, and irritable bowel syndrome. It's even been proven effective at healing your stomach lining as well. Happily, the skin and hair benefits continue, as we have test tube and human studies that show how good calendula is to help all these things on this list. While not everything on this list has direct research backing it up, you'll find research on the various compounds in calendula that show its efficacy for these problems. Speaking of going inside you, let's go inside your mouth. That's kind of a weird segue, isn't it? Here you'll find research that shows how calendula is good at not only mouth inflammation, but other various oral health problems as well. Plus, gargling calendula tea is even said to help with sore throats. This section's just for the ladies. Or those men out there who may want to impress women with their flower or women's health knowledge. As calendula studies show how great it is for a variety of specific female matters, mainly thanks to its antibacterial and antifungal properties. Add these to calendula's anti-inflammatory problems, and you also find that it helps with cold and flu, infections, and even digestive problems. So while there is some research out there, I'm including the various cancers that calendula is said to help with in this list because it's kind of limited. And there's also mixed research about whether or not calendula can help heal dermatitis that's caused by radiation treatment. The rest of these things are all possible. There just isn't much research on it yet, so maybe get lucky and this will work for you. What isn't that mixed is the other fun uses of calendula. Hopefully that makes sense. Thanks to its brightly colored leaves, you'll find it used as a dye for fabrics, foods, and cosmetics. And it can even attract wonderful things like butterflies to your garden. You can make a tea with the flower and leaves to spray in your garden to ward off insects like aphids, cabbage worms, diamondback moths, and even more. There is even a study showing how it slowed down tobacco cutworms. Calendula is even a great soil cleaner, as it's been found to remove contaminants from the soil like cadmium and suppress root knot nematoids in soil. They may not sound like anything impressive, but root knot nematoids can actually kill a lot of different species. Now, compared to a lot of other teas, this one's quite different, as you want to go really long on the steeping time. Everything else is pretty typical. 1 to 2 dry teaspoons, or a little bit more than that if you want to do fresh flowers, per cup of boiling water. And the steeping time should be at least 10 minutes and go all the way up to about 25 minutes. You could probably even go longer than that. And like we mentioned before, the tea can be used for sore throats. It can even be used for various wounds, or even as a warm compress for eye infections. Luckily, this baby is quite safe as herbs and flowers go. The FDA even gives its approval. The main thing is that calendula can cause problems to people who have allergies to members of the daisy family. And there's some people who have reported they have adverse reactions when they apply it directly to the skin. As calendula might affect your blood pressure, you should be careful using it if you're already on medication for blood pressure problems. The experts out there also say be careful if you're taking any sedatives with it. As far as pregnancy is concerned, you can have it. Keep in mind it does have menstruation effects, and if you are prone to miscarriage in any way, you gotta be really careful when having calendula tea during pregnancy. They also say to avoid it when breastfeeding, but I think this is mainly because they really don't know exactly how it's going to affect you while you're breastfeeding, to be honest. If you want to learn more about another fantastic flowery tea, watch this video next. Otherwise, please be kind, take care of each other, and enjoy a nice cup of tea today, if you have some on hand. Or go outside, pick some flowers.